Hello, and welcome to
Minecraft and Modded!
That was my friend.
Thank you. These are the mods we are using. This is a spider cave we came across in the last episode. This is a picture of my cat, Free Me. And this is the village we ended on in episode 1. It's time for a village tour! In house number 1, we have a chest that I cannot put into my pockets because they are completely full. In the next house, we have 2 pirate-looking fellows who only barter in axes, and their wares are pathetic. As I continue down the path, I stumble upon town center and a cluster of horses. I look off the cliff and I spot not one new biome, but 2. I continue on to find this guy in prison, and I can only wonder who put him there. This must be where the executions happen. Around the corner, I come across 2 angry guys selling pants. Whose pants are they? Another playpen I don't understand the reasoning for, and a chest. Going back to the 2 houses by the village center, I take a peek in their chests and see what's up. Nothing. I go past the horses into the woods, I ignore the spider, and I come across a field. The field is pretty leveled, and it's close to the village, so I note it for later because I think this is a great place to put a house, and what is that? Oh my god, it's kind of ugly. This spot is pretty leveled, close to a village, and multiple different biomes, so I think it's going to be a great place. Oh. Well then, I head down the hill to explore, and let me tell you, it's pretty boring down here. So, instead, I go back up, and at the top I see a jeweled forest in the distance, and I head right over. With all these new trees, I just have to collect it to see what it is, and it's an arcwood log. This means I have to make a chest because my pockets are overflowing. I dump off as much stuff as I can, and then I head out, but not before looking into what these different fruits are. Ooh, what's this? Oh, I killed it. I come across this mossy cobblestone and I collect as much of it as I can so I can build a house with it later. Before I know it, it's dark, so I run as fast as my little legs can carry me back to the village and hope I don't run into any mobs on the long— Ooh! Run! As I come to the village, I discover 2 more villagers are in prison, and I don't want to know what they did to deserve it. Ooh, did I interrupt something? I use the chest really fast to empty out my pockets, and then I go to sleep to the sounds of disgusting men moaning in my ear. The next morning, as I wake up in a stranger's bed, I leave as fast as I can and don't stop to question what these 2 wheelers are doing with that horse. I head to the forest like yesterday, but then I see something in the distance and I go to explore, and it's a waystone. I gather my things with the intentions to start bringing it back to my base. I stop to pick 2 of the fruits that I haven't picked yet, and as I wander towards the edge of the cliff, I find another portal. I quickly loot the chest that's there, and I finally am able to finish gearing up my armor. Then I run back home to place my chest down, and I dump my contents inside. Then I head back to the village to collect my stuff from there. But I come across this witch, and I decide I'm going to fight her. What? Do witches teleport? Is this a thing? I start to get a good start on her with my stone sword, but then I realize my shield cannot protect me from her potions. This is not going to end well. I died. Luckily, I wake up in the village and I'm right behind where I died. Now I have to make it back to my corpse and gather all my things without running into the witch. As I get closer to my corpse in the distance, I get a close run into the witch, but I manage to transfer all my items using the corpse mod. This allows me to gather all my things and have them be in the exact same spot as when I died. I continue to attack her for quite a while and I pin her down. Finally, she dies. I killed the witch and all I got was a stupid eyeball. I look at my corpse one last time before it disappears, and the village is finally safe. I go to sleep after a long day to the relaxing groans of men that I've become accustomed to. The next day, I get right back to work and start collecting my things from the chest and looting the rest of the chests. I dump everything off back at home, and then I get out some dirt so I can start leveling the ground. I build up my base by putting a crafting block, 2 furnaces, and a bed down. Then I start mowing. I clear out some dirt and hills to make it even more leveled. And after a half hour's work real time, this is what we have. I start to make a quick farm by putting a bucket of water down, then planting some wheat seeds, some onions, some cabbage, pumpkin, and rice. I also plant a plot of berry bushes in the corner. I decide to go back into the hole and explore. And before I know it, I'm faced with a skeleton. But it's not long before he's faced with his own skeleton, so I just kind of leave them to it. As I explore where the edge of the cliff begins, I go to the highest point I can see from, and then I manage to die in the stupidest way possible. A 2-foot fall. As I respawn, I make the embarrassing trek back on my tiny legs that carry me about 2 miles per hour, and I collect my things from my now second corpse. I head back up, and I decide to make stairs with all the dirt I've collected from leveling the ground. And before I know it, it's nighttime, so I decide to start putting some torches around in the hole. That doesn't stop a zombie or two from spawning, but I end them pretty easily. Before I know it, the place is lit up, so I get back to work on my stairs. As I climb up to admire my steps, I find somebody else also admires them. So I deal with this admirer by putting him in the ground where he belongs. But he comes back for more, so I have to end him. It's not my fault, it's his. As I walk around, I find I have another admirer. A secret admirer. As he also enjoys my steps, his llama does not. And when I try to get a hold of him, he slips away. But I finally managed to catch him, and all he's selling is weeds. But no matter. I sit for a second, debate whether I should kill him to steal his lead, but I show mercy. I go back and mind my own business doing my mining, but then suddenly, I hear music. I try to figure out where it's coming from, and I'm stuck at this wall, so I decide I have to dig. As I begin my digging, the music gets louder and louder the deeper I go, but the music sounds like it's moving all around me, so I believe it's in a cave somewhere. And as I keep looking for the cave, I never come across it, and then the music fades. With nowhere left to go, I decide to go back home, giving up on the music entirely, but then I hear it. I follow the sound upwards this time, and I discover its source. Ouch. A skeleton carrying a boombox. Ooh, I'm getting double teamed. I didn't mean that. I try to do my classic trick of lining up the zombie and the skeleton so they start fighting each other, but the skeleton is too far away. I make a run for it, but apparently the skeleton decides to do the same. What is the teleportation trick these guys are doing? Finally, I kill the zombie and I go after the skeleton. It appears he has a backpack and a boombox, which makes him cooler than me, and I cannot have that. He must die. As my sword breaks, I try to fight him with an axe, but didn't realize that I was holding a shovel the entire time, so I beat him to death with a shovel. As he falls to the ground dead, I'm excited to gather my earnings, and he dropped nothing. I didn't even get the boombox. That's what I get for beating him with a shovel. I decided it's finally time to check out this cave, and long story short, it was disappointing. There wasn't a single mob in it, absolutely no useful ore, and it just kind of ends at this pool at the bottom. So, onwards and upwards. When I make my way home, I make my first iron pickaxe to do a side quest of getting some gold that's on the other side of the jeweled forest. And this side quest took a while, and by the time I get back, it is pitch dark out. I run into a skeleton along the way, and not learning my lesson from the first time, I accidentally start beating him up with a hoe. I decide this is a waste of time either way, and I give up and run away and just try to go to sleep as fast as possible before more start to spawn. Running isn't as easy as it seems when you forgot to bring any food with you. As I get closer to the bed, I see zombies in the background, and I risk it. Wow. An incredible save. It appears I have gotten too stupid to play this game for any longer, and I'm gonna have to call the episode here. If you like what you saw, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing for more content. I'll catch you all in the next video.